Procedure words or prowords are words or phrases limited to radio telephone procedure used to facilitate communication by conveying information in a condensed standard form. Universal prowords equals affirm, affirmative equals, confirm, or yes, used in aviation. Some air arms of military forces also use a double click sent over the radios by keying the mic twice to produce a, like Morse code. This is usually used when the pilot is unable to talk due to heavy workload or stress. Clear equals, in amateur radio transmissions, the transmitting station's call sign followed by the word clear is used to indicate that the sending station is done transmitting and leaving the airways, alias turning off the radio. Negative equals, no, or neg. Because over a poor quality connection the words affirmative and negative can be mistaken for one another, United States Navy instruction omits the use of either as prowords. Sailors are instructed to instead use yes and no. Out equals, this is the end of my transmission to you and no answer is required or expected. Over equals, this is the end of my transmission to you and a response is necessary. Go ahead, transmit. Contrary to popular belief, over and out are never used at the same time, since their meanings are mutually exclusive. Therefore, over and out should never be used together in radio communications. Historically, the term over and out was used to mean over to you, and when you're done, I'm out. With spring-loaded PTT buttons on modern combined transceivers, the same meaning can be communicated with just out, as in OPS, alpha, ETA 5 minutes. Out equals Roger, received, Romeo, copy equals, I have received your last transmission satisfactorily, radio check is loud and clear. Roger is used occasionally to mean yes, but this is incorrect. The proper prowords for yes is affirm. Romeo, although incorrect, has the same meaning, but is used mainly in Australian maritime operations. Use of the correct prowords Roger, or received should be encouraged. For maritime VHF, copy does not mean the same as Roger or received. It is used when communications between two other stations which includes information for your station that has been overheard and received satisfactorily. Send equals, I have received your initial call. Send me your message. Wilco equals, I understand and will comply. Will comply is shortened into WILCO. To be used only by the addressee. Note that Roger and WILCO used together are redundant, since WILCO includes the acknowledgement of Roger. Maritime amateur VHF prowords radio check equals, what is my signal strength and readability? How do you hear me? 5x5 is an older term used to assess radio signals, as in 5 out of 5 units for signal strength and for readability. Other terms similar to 5x5 are loud and clear, or Lima and Charlie. Example, Alpha 12, X-ray 23, this is Alpha 12, radio check, over, X-ray 23, Alpha 12, this is X-ray 23, I read you 5x5, over, Alpha 12, Alpha 12 Roger, out, U.S. Army correct check, Alpha 12, X-ray 23, this is Alpha 12, radio check, over, X-ray 23, Alpha 12, this is X-ray 23, Roger out. If the initiating station cannot hear the responding station, then the initiator attempts a radio check again, or if the responder's signal was not heard, the initiator replies to the responder. With negative contact, Alpha 12 out. The following readability scale is used: 1 equals bad, 2 equals poor, 3 equals fair, 4 equals good, 5 equals excellent. Amateur radio equals, amateur radio operators use a different scale, called RST, for readability, strength and tone, the latter only used with CW transmission, the best rating being 5-9-9. Read back for check equals, instruction to receiving station to read back the information it has received for confirmation. Same as how copy. Reply from receiving station will be preceded by I read back or I copy. Confirmation by transmitting station takes the form of the proword correct or good copy. See example 2, below. The U.S. Army uses, how copy only. Equals say again equals, I have not understood your message, please say again. Usually used with prowords all after or all before. Example, radio working between Solent Coast Guard and a motor vessel, call sign EG93, where part of the initial transmission is unintelligible, all stations, this is Solent Coast Guard, Solent Coast Guard. Be advised large shipping vessel entering Southampton water, currently at position. Transmission unintelligible. Out, Solent Coast Guard, this is Echo Golf 9 3. Say again all after position. Over. At this juncture, Solent Coast Guard would reply, giving the position of the shipping vessel preceded with the prowords I say again, all stations, this is Solent Coast Guard. I say again, large shipping vessel entering Southampton water, currently at position 1.2 miles from Calshot Spit on bearing 165 degrees. Vessel restricted in ability to deviate from its course. Do not impede. Out. Note that the word repeat is never to be used in place of say again, except in aviation, where pilots say please say again, or please repeat, especially in the vicinity of naval or other firing ranges, as repeat is an artillery proword with a wholly different meaning. However, repeat may be used in the middle of a signal to emphasize information. Example, EG93, Victor Juliet 50, this is Echo Golf 9 3. How much fuel do you require? Over. VJ 50, Echo Golf 9 3, this is Victor Juliet 50. I require 6.5, repeat 6.5, liters of diesel. Over. Or alternatively, VJ 50, Echo Golf 9 3, this is Victor Juliet 50. I require 6.5 liters of diesel. Repeat 6.5 liters. Repeat diesel. Over. However, given the above stricture on using repeat, it is better to use I say again or words twice or figures twice, as in, VJ 50, Echo Golf 9 3, this is Victor Juliet 50. I require 6.5 liters of diesel. I say again 6.5 liters of diesel. Over. Equals station calling equals, this proword is used when addressing an unidentified station which has just hailed the receiver. For example, COWS BTS has received a transmission from an unidentified station. The correct reply would be, station calling COWS BTS, station calling COWS BTS, this is COWS BTS. Over. Equals this is equals, this transmission is from the station whose designator immediately follows. For clarity, the station called should be named before the station calling. So, Mike Juliet 0, this is Golf Whiskey 3. Or for brevity, Mike Juliet 0, Golf Whiskey 3, Roger and out. Never this is GW3 calling MJO, or any other reversed combination. Equals so far equals, during transmission with lots of information, this proword can be used between transmissions, to ensure all information is passed on correctly. Examples of radio communication using procedure words. Equals example 1 equals, two helicopters are flying in formation, Indian 610 and Indian 613, Indian 610, 613, I have a visual on you at my 3 o'clock. 610 inches, Indian 613, Roger. 613 inches, Indian 610, 613, turn right to a heading of 090. 610 inches, Indian 613, Wilco. 613 inches, anytime a radio call is made, there is some kind of response indicating that the original call was heard. 613's Roger confirms to 610 that the information was heard. In the second radio call from 610, direction was given. 613's Wilco means will comply. It is better procedure, however, to always read back an instruction. For example, if all 613 says is Wilco, 610 is not certain that he correctly heard the heading as 090. If 613 replies with a readback and the word Wilco, then 610 knows that the heading was correctly understood, and that 613 intends to comply, which is a safer situation. Example 2 equals, the following is the example of working between two stations, e.g. 93 and VJ50, demonstrating how to confirm information, e.g. 93, Victor Juliet 50, Victor Juliet 50, this is Echo Golf 9 3. Request rendezvous at 51 degrees 37.0 N, 001 degrees 49.5 W. Readback for check. Over. VJ50, Echo Golf 9 3, Echo Golf 9 3, this is Victor Juliet 50. I read back, 51 degrees 37.0 north, 001 degrees 49.5 west. Over. EG 93, Victor Juliet 50, Victor Juliet 50, this is Echo Golf 9 3. Correct. Out. Distress, urgency and safety prowords. Mayday equals. My vessel or a person aboard my vessel is in grave and imminent danger, send immediate assistance. This call takes priority over all other calls. The correct format for a Mayday call is as follows. The first part of the signal is known as the call Mayday, 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 this is. The subsequent part of the signal is known as the message, Mayday, my position is, I am, I require immediate assistance, I have, any other information, for example. I am abandoning to life rafts, over. VHF instructors, specifically those working for the Royal Yachting Association, often suggest the mnemonic Mipdanyo for learning the message of a Mayday signal, Mayday, identify, position, distress, assistance, number of crew, information, over. In aviation a different format is used, first part of the message Mayday, 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 second part of the message call sign is stated at the end, followed by either heavy, or super, though this is not always necessary, third part of the message nature of the emergency, for example, Mayday, 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 Air Transat 236 Heavy, we have lost both of our engines, due to fuel starvation, we are gliding now. After the pilot can give, or the controller can ask for, additional information, such as, fuel and number of passengers on board. Pan equals. Pronounced /e par northeast par n /I, my vessel or a person aboard my vessel requires assistance but is not in distress. This overrides all but a Mayday call, and is used, as an example, for calling for medical assistance or if the station has no means of propulsion. The correct call is, pan pan, pan pan, pan pan, all stations, all stations, all stations, this is, vessel name repeated 3 times, my position is a LAT long positional bearing and distance from a fixed point, I am, type of urgency, for example drifting without power in a shipping lane, I require, type of assistance required, any other information for example size of vessel, which may be important for towing, over. Security copyright equals, pronounced sekewrit, I have important meteorological, navigational or safety information to pass on. This call is normally broadcast on a defined channel and then moved on to another channel to pass the message. Example, on channel 16, security copyright, security copyright, security copyright. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is Echo Golf 9 3, Echo Golf 9 3, Echo Golf 9 3. For urgent navigational warning, listen on channel 67. Out. Then on channel 67, security copyright, security copyright, security copyright. All stations, all stations, all stations. This is Echo Golf 9 3, Echo Golf 9 3, Echo Golf 9 3. Floating debris sighted off Calshot Spit. Considered a danger to surface navigation. Out. ACP 125, F, procedure words. Out of use, Charlie Charlie, still used in Africa by French pilots. See also, NATO phonetic alphabet, 10 code, prosigns for Morse code. References FM 21 to 75.